Okay, so when you load up the web page, you just open it in a web browser, the index.html file in the folder. You'll see it's already got 3 fortune cards dealt here. You can always deal new cards by clicking this button. The cards have the images here. Each image does have the name of the card on it. The images can be reversed or right side up. Below the card, there'll be the name of the card, whether it's reversed or upright. And below that, there'll be the interpretation for just that card. So that card can be used. Um, this could be used if you want to just use your own interpretation based on this and just role play what a fortune teller would spin from that. But the more powerful ability is that you can select a tone and you can select some information down here and let AI create a fortune based on the interpretations of the cards. So here you can select a fortune teller type, like a cunning witch or a necromancer or whatever. You can also seed your fortunes with plot hooks. There's a bunch of default plot hooks in here, but you can also just type a plot hook here. Let's just select one, failing crops. So that populated crops are failing mysteriously across the region, threatening widespread famine. Farmers report strange lights in their fields at night. Here you can fill in the name of a character that's getting their fortune read, a description of them, their biggest concern, what they think their greatest strength is, at least what they say their greatest strength is, what they say their biggest weakness is, their actual biggest strength, their actual biggest weakness, their best magic item. Any other notes could be stuff from their background or whatever. But it's tedious to enter all that each time. So what you can also do is you can load the player data from a file. In this case, we've made a tab separated file. If we click load client data, then having this file allows us to just select a character and have the information populated automatically. Like here's Nim, this is the character from role-playing game I'm playing in, and you'll see it populated his name, a description of him, his biggest concern, what he says his biggest strength is, what he says his biggest weakness is, what his actual biggest strength is, what his actual biggest weakness is, his best magic item, his backstory, and it generates this. This down here is a prompt that's going to be used for AI. So you can copy this prompt and paste it into some other AI. You can regenerate it if you change any of the information. If you click generate fortune, it'll regenerate it for you. And then ultimately, you click the query perplexity with fortune button, and you will get a fortune as told by the fortune teller you selected with the tone that you selected using the background information for the character, and it will describe each card and what its meaning is and put them together in a cohesive fortune. And the great thing about this is it also uses the information you've seeded it with. So if there's like a plot hook you want to throw in there, it will try to integrate that plot hook. If there is a um, something in the character's background of interest, it will try to incorporate things from their background as if the fortune teller has some mystic power to know this character better. It makes the fortunes much more interesting and believable. And that's it. That is my fortune teller. The other thing, oh, this is an optional file upload. This allows you, so this all uses descriptions of these cards, but you don't have to use the cards that I provide. You can actually load another tab separated file of card data, and the card data contains the name of the card, whether it's upright or reversed, and the interpretation of the card, and a link to a website that a link to the image of the card on a website. So you can actually customize the cards to use and use whatever cards you want. If you want to generate your own cards, you want to paint your own cards and not use AI generated pictures that I did, or if you want to use a subset of the cards. Even if you wanted to like force the cards to be 3 specific cards, you could just delete all the things except for those 3 cards in the data and then see that. Let's take a quick look at the data files supporting this. So this is a file for the client template data. You can see the leftmost column is the name of the character. There's a description of column for their biggest concern, their stated strength, their stated weakness, their actual strength, their actual weakness, their best magic item, other notes, and that's it. And if you populate this with your character data, then you can just select a character and it'll auto-populate those fields, which makes the fortune telling much more efficient and fast. The other file that we have is the card data. It's in this text file here. Actually, I have to open it. And this is also a tab separated file. Let's just import it into Excel, and let's just make it a little prettier. So it has the name of the card, whether it's upright or reversed. So each card should have an upright and a reversed orientation, and it should have a meaning that's different for if it's upright or reversed, and it should have an image for the upright and the reversed orientation. And that's it. That's all the data backing this. You can customize this by making your own cards. All of these cards were ultimately created with AI. I told AI, told Perplexity and Gemini and ChatGPT. I used different ones for different things at various times. I told them, hey, I want to create these essentially like tarot cards, but they should have different images and meanings. They should be um, used for a fantasy role-playing game with sort of a dark theme like Shadowdark, and it generated all these descriptions. And then from these descriptions, I plugged them in using Gemini. I asked it to generate images based on the description. There's an error in the data. That should be an apostrophe. Anyway, so yeah, that's it. That's the whole system. Hope you like it.